to understand the what in your context.
And let's cross over now to Rwanda. Head of our political affairs desk, Evans Mensah, is joining us via Zoom. And Evans, we know that Rwanda has been through a lot. On top of my mind, I can think of the 1994 genocide, but now there's a focus on the African problem. Tell us more.
Yes, there is, and this is part of the party, the Liberation Party, so to speak, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, 35th anniversary. It's been 35 years since they were established. In 1990, they attempted to get into Rwanda. And then in 1994, they invaded Rwanda as a group of rebels, and through their efforts managed to stop the genocide. Of course, they've been criticized for many other things. However, this is their opportunity to showcase what they've done over the last 35 years. And the party came together. Their first order of business was this international conference where they brought in international panel of experts to discuss the policies relating to Rwanda, but also Africa, diagnosing Africa's problem, but also proposing solutions to it. It is at this particular conference that this very healthy exchange ensued between Paul Kagame. The reason why I found that interesting was the stereotypical view of Paul Kagame and Rwanda when before you land here. Part of it, of course, is a concern for many, but part of it also it's this strongman mentality who doesn't take being challenged quite lying down. And so then when you see him come into a room of international experts who raise issues that he disagree with, and he makes that point clear, but they come back and say, well, as far as we are concerned, we agree that that is a substantial problem, which is the fact that African countries often fail to properly diagnose your problem as to what is the problem, what do you do about it, and more importantly, how do you do what you believe is the right thing to do? And the expert panel believed often that is a problem. Kagame is of a different view that he believes the implementation is an issue. That's why the what and the how it's already been defined. And this kept going back and forth. And I must tell you, the next day where the party then held its Congress, and I must note that he has just yesterday been elected again as a party chairman for the next 5 years. At that event, he went back to this debate and said yesterday's debate was not done with international experts. So this is clearly very interesting back and forth. But one of the key things, of course, for somebody coming from Ghana is how a political party is so focused on the policy, not the politics necessarily.
And why is Kagame concerned about Africa's problems?
That is the interesting question. He is because, just I guess like Nkrumah, he believes, Rwanda can succeed, and the evidence suggests that on a continent, they are, in the last 10 years, consistently over time, the most, in terms of development and economic progress, has made the most progress consistently and sustainably over a period of 10 years. The African Development Bank in January did a report and ranked it the Africa's #1 fastest growing economy and the top 10 in the world. And he believes clearly that that sort of path towards success is good, but it is meaningless until you link it to the complete development of the rest of the continent. And almost borrowing from our own country in Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and what he is attempting to do here. And so so it's a reason why the panelists were drawn from across the continent, not necessarily from Rwanda. I mean, we have a professor, for example, who told him that he sat in meetings with presidents and prime ministers, and a lot of them have wrong ideas. It's a Cameroonian from West Africa, and a Harvard professor, for example. So that is where he's coming from. That yes, my political party is celebrating 35 years, but the most important thing we must do is not to come and praise, sing, chant political slogans, and read party manifestos. But the most important thing is to talk about real policy issues, developmental issues, not only about Rwanda, but about the rest of the continent.
All right, then. We don't have much time. Thank you, Evans Mensah, for joining us.